London, 2 a.m. The streets were silent. Rain tapped against the cold pavements, glimmering beneath the yellow glow of the streetlights. A black car rolled slowly through the empty road. Behind the wheel sat a man, dressed in a perfectly tailored suit, a gold watch on his wrist, and a calm, confident smile on his face. People knew him as Mr. Edward Fielding, a successful investment banker from Kensington. Polite, educated, always well-dressed. A true gentleman, as his neighbors called him. But beneath that charming smile hid a monster. Between 1976 and 1979, 8 women vanished from different parts of London, all between the ages of 25 and 35. All disappeared at night, walking home alone after a dinner, a date, or a party. No witnesses, no fingerprints, no signs of struggle, just silence. The newspapers called him the gentleman killer. One rainy night, a taxi driver called the police. He said he saw a man in a suit dragging something heavy into the trunk of his car near Whitechapel Road. By the time the officers arrived, the car was gone. All that remained was a small pool of blood on the wet asphalt. A few days later, a woman's body was discovered near the Thames River. Her neck had a small puncture wound, precise, almost surgical. No other injuries. Whoever did this knew exactly what he was doing. Detectives believed the killer had medical knowledge, maybe a doctor or a scientist. But weeks turned into months, and there were no leads. Until a young journalist named Emily Warner began connecting the dots. She noticed a strange pattern. All the missing women had one thing in common. They had recently attended charity events organized by Edward Fielding's company. Emily decided to dig deeper. She visited Fielding's office, pretending to be a potential investor. He greeted her with his trademark charm, calm voice, steady gaze, perfectly rehearsed smile. But something about him felt off. His eyes, cold, too controlled, too polite. Emily secretly followed him for weeks. Every Thursday night, he drove to an old warehouse near the docks, always alone. One evening, she took her camera and hid behind a stack of crates. At 1 a.m., Edward's car arrived. He opened the trunk and pulled out a black duffel bag. When he unzipped it, Emily froze. Inside was the lifeless body of another woman. She gasped, too loud. Edward turned. Their eyes met for a split second. Emily ran, through the rain, through the narrow alleys. Behind her, the sound of footsteps grew louder, fast, steady, relentless. She reached a phone booth and called the police, screaming the address before the line went dead. By the time the police arrived, Edward was gone. But inside the warehouse, they found evidence linking him to all 8 murders, women's jewelry, torn pieces of clothing, and photographs. 2 weeks later, Edward Fielding's car was found abandoned near Dover. Inside, a letter, no confession, just one line: a gentleman never gets caught.